We are back on the Basement Breakdown with Harrison and Ben, man. And we're coming off of UFC 330. 330? Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary.
Average card. Really not much going on the card. I'd say up until that main event there.
Brief glimpses. Like, there were a couple fights, like what we watched? Charles Johnson. Like, where you see, like,
that was
he
really
got knocked
exciting
down,
fight.
come back, and get the choke.
Get the choke, yeah.
He got
that was a good
bonus.
win for Energy.
But overall, yeah, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a very eventful
No, it
fight.
felt very much like a fight night. Like, even just watching it as we were sitting here, to me it felt like there was not a lot of hype, like, throughout the arena, throughout the event. Felt kind of anticlimactic. A lot of the fights, especially on the main card, just kind of felt like they came and went up until the main event. Felt like I was waiting for the main event. It was one of those types of cards.
And when the main event came, honestly, like, this is my honest opinion. I rewatched the fight, obviously, and I don't like it that much. I think it's rather boring for a large, like,
very technical
This
fight.
is what I'm gonna say. Islam at welterweight is different than him at, like, lightweight. Like, he is. You can obviously see that this is more of his, like, natural weight class, but he's struggling to put guys away. Like, it is very much control based. And with Ian Gary in this fight, the guy after round 2 landing that head kick, which was a flash knockdown where Ian Gary immediately got up, and then, Islam, there was the transition to when he threw him on the ground, but then, didn't really do anything, and then that was like 30 seconds. That was a big moment, but he had 9 significant strikes moving forward after that round. 9 significant strikes.
That's
like,
weak.
There is
Weak.
something to be said about that. Like, and he wasn't beating up Ian Gary on the ground. He was never in any chance of, like, there was no real submission scares. Like, it was like, if I have to watch this every year, there's no denying the greatness and where he stands. Just beat Anderson Silva's record. It's just, like, from a viewer's standpoint, I don't really, like, look forward to Islam Makhachev's fights. Like, that's not true. I do look forward to
Not
his
at
fights,
welterweight.
but, like, it's
tough. He has no finishing ability. You see, even in the JDM fight, he was able to take him down at will, but JDM defended the subs really well, and he couldn't finish JDM.
These strikers
Couldn't do it.
Like, he's going to be going up against a bunch of them. Michael Morales, Carlos Process, they're loaded in the chamber. And he's going to have the same game plan.
All big dudes.
Yeah, he's going to have the same game plan. These guys can put me out. I can control these motherfuckers. I'm amazing at grappling. I've been doing it since 2 years old. Ian Gary picked up mixed martial arts at 15 after he was like, I don't want to work anymore. I want to be a fighter. So, like, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. All glory to the king. But, like, I was definitely left with a sour taste in my mouth. I didn't like that Ian Gary came out and shook hands in the last round when you were a round away from potentially, like, bro, you were landing to the body. Look at Islam's face, the side of his ribs. Like, it was. Yeah,
I thought Ian could do a lot more. It was a weird fight, especially on the feet. They kind of just stood in each other's range, and they were both very flat-footed.
Absolutely.
And neither of them were really looking to throw much. They were both just kind of feinting. I think there was, like, one sequence, like the 4th or 5th round, where they're just standing in front of each other for like 30 seconds.
But they give
no
Islam,
one's doing anything.
They give Islam the 4th round, and you look at the striking stats to it. He literally lands 3 strikes to Ian Gary's like 42. And I know a lot of them were to the body at the beginning. Yeah. He was landing to like from range.
There were some softer shots too.
Bro, Islam failed like 3 takedowns, like just control. Like, as I said, 9 SIGs, 3 rounds, crazy. I don't want to take up any more time. This is basically a regular because there is no break on, like, cards or fight nights until, like, November. So, and the UFC's just been shoving shit down your throat. Much how, like, Hollywood releases, like, End of Oak Street, like, at the end of the summer. Like, they're just pumping out random fight nights. Like, you got Raoni Barcelos versus Ro Rosas, which should never be a fight night. I'm sorry, that's not worthy of, like 8 fights leading up to that. Like, that is a pay-per-view main card opener, or, like,
a feature prelim.
Like, I just can't believe that. Like, I would rather skip that weekend.
Very
honestly.
boring main event. You already know exactly what you're going to get there.
Yeah, and these are tailor-made for a lot of the Contender Series guys to just kind of jump on because that's what's going on right now. Obviously, we got the Contender Series tonight and picks are out, but these guys are just going to be flooded onto these cards, and now that there's cards every week, there'll be more space for these guys to just hop on.
Yeah, there's a reason these cards only have 8 or 9 fights booked
100%.
at the start, because they're leaving those slots open to add 4 Contender Series fights, bunch of guys making their debuts.
So
this card's no different.
So I highly suggest, like, this is just one more note before we get into the card. If you guys are just getting into UFC or you want to really, you know, like, I don't know, get a better in-depth, like, look at the roster, I highly suggest paying attention to Contender Series because you will see a lot of these guys fill out the cards when you're looking at these fight nights. And now, if you watch them, you'll be able to see what they, you know, you'll be able to have a better look at them. And, you know, you'll know these guys coming up on the card, so you won't be like, who the fuck is this? And it's also just fun to watch the Contender Series. But
yeah,
I think it's
on a Tuesday.
This is what
Can't
they're
complain.
doing with it, though. So, anyways.
Yeah, let's get into the card. We kick it off with a women's bout strawweight fight between Chanel Dyer and Elise Reed. Chanel Dyer, there you go, Contender Series prospect.
Don't need to really...
Just starting right off with it.
She had an impressive UFC debut. Obviously, a fucking war on the Contender Series where, you know, she, you know, was undefeated going into that fight, but, like, still kept the respect, still got the contract. She's minus, like, 1,000. What is she? Minus 700, probably. My bad.
Yeah, minus 650.
Okay.
And Elise Reed's a plus 450 underdog. These are big odds.
Good.
Chanel's just the bigger, stronger fighter, really clean technical kickboxer. She's probably just going to chop up Reed's legs and batter her. Not much has to be
Couldn't have said it better. There's
That's the fight.
That's the fight. So I would say you can get it. You can go TKO, maybe money in a decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if she gets the TKO. I think she's just a much better fighter. She's gonna look good.
She will look good.
Yeah.
She'll look really good on the feet. She's going to beat her up.
I'm not even gonna go
be
into
violent.
Reed's record or anything. Let's just keep going.
All right, next
yeah.
up, we go to the middleweight division.
yeah.
We've got a fight between Jackson McVey, who is a minus 175 favorite, taking on Wes Schultz, plus 155 underdog.
Ooh, this is a rematch. This is a fight that was previously booked. They fought in LFA. I highly suggest you guys look up pictures of what Jackson McVey looked like back then. It's hilarious. And he got submitted. He got subbed by Wes Schultz, who is very good on the ground. That is what happened with Jackson McVey. And Jackson McVey has been submitted in the UFC. That's how he loses. His ground game hasn't come a long way since then. Wes Schultz is pretty shit too, but he got touched out. He got beat up by Damian Pinos, who has been knocking everybody out and has looked sensational. Like, at an underdog money, I think people should consider taking Wes Schultz because I think he could just sub him again.
I agree. I think Wes Schultz is going to just push the pace. He's going to keep coming forward, shooting takedowns. And you're right, McVey's takedown defense, his grappling hasn't improved whatsoever.
It's brutal.
He gets subbed. You're right. That's how he loses. You put it best already. Really, really poor takedown and grappling defense.
And I see a lot of early, like, people slips and stuff. They're taking Jackson McVey. I think that, like, you know, obviously Wes Schultz has had his problems, but he beat Ben Johnson last time out, who's, like, a little older. Obviously, he was losing that fight. He was getting fucked up in the wrestling, being constantly taken down. But he didn't quit on himself. He pulled a bunch of guillotines, which is a bit stupid. He had some success on the feet, but, you know, I think he got a knockdown in that fight. But, yeah, he didn't quit on himself, got the sub in the third round. I think at plus money, I'm taking Wes Schultz.
I think he subs him again. The striking doesn't matter if you can't keep the fight standing, and I don't think Jackson McVey can.
I think he's very deficient on the ground.
Absolutely. He looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
in
I think that's a
exchanges.
good underdog pick. There's going to be a couple throughout the card.
All right, let's move on up. Lightweight division, we've got Gage Young taking on Stan Dorsainvil.
Yeah. Was supposed to be Cody Steele, which we would have more to say about. Like, this would have been a longer, probably, like, you know, conversation. I mean, I got Gage Young's just gonna...
He's the minus 155 favorite. Stan's the plus 135 underdog. I agree, Gage Young.
Other dude's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad, but Young has good. I like his striking. It's decent. It's technical. He can manage the distance well, which I like, and I think that's probably how he's going to win this fight. He can be hittable, but Gage Young's a tough guy to me.
I just think of the matchup, like, it's just, like, what would have been a very good competitive matchup and a big step up in his career has now been reduced to something that I think is extremely winnable for him. Like, this is, like,
Absolutely.
another W for him before he fights the level of competition that he should be. I think he's just going to wallop him. I just think he's going to beat him up.
Stan relies too much on his athleticism and just being, the faster, more athletic guy.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to work against Gage Young. Gage Young's going to put it on him. He's going to push the pressure.
Yeah, so that you could probably, what is he? You said minus 550? What was it?
155.
Minus 155 Gage Young? Ooh, I would hammer that. I think much like how Jalen Turner and Kyle Hernandez was Jalen's like a minus 180 or one whatever at closing. Like that's probably pretty decent to put on a bet slip. I think. Yeah, I'd hammer that maybe.
I agree. It's a great bet on Gage Young. We move up to move down, I should say, to the featherweight division. We've got Marcio Barbosa taking on Ryan Kuse. Barbosa minus 900 favorite. Kuse is a plus 615 underdog.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be another squashing.
Yeah, Barbosa's another one of those guys who's just like
he's gonna stalk you down.
Touch of death.
Lots of power. Really powerful striker. Yeah, he's going to stalk you down and just touch you, put you out.
Yeah, I mean, at minus 900 odds, there's probably nothing to do in this fight but take a prop. So you probably go with either the TKO KO in the first 100%. Round. First round is extremely likely. I'm very confident in that.
You look at Kuse, and he has
very
little head movement. Like, he's going to get touched.
He's going to get touched. Was this a late matchup, or is this just like...
Yeah, Kuse is making his debut.
But is this like, was it supposed to be someone else, or was this always the fight?
No, this was the fight.
Yeah, it's a little weird, honestly, at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. Just because I think very highly of this guy. I think he's going to go very far, Barbosa. First round TKO, I feel like it might be minus 300, minus 200. Like, it might be...
It might not even be worth betting on. Just enjoy the highlight reel.
I think that's very likely,
probably coming.
If it's minus 200, I might do something with that.
Fair enough.
But, yeah. That's that fight for sure.
That is that fight. And we go back to the lightweight division to see Nasrat Haqparast take on Chris Padilla. This fight is a coin flip. Both guys are minus 110. It's a close one.
Give me Taco Padilla, man. I think what was a draw last time should have been a win for him. Like, a little bit of controversy in that fight. He was doing very well in his career. Like, Nasrat Haqparast, I don't think he should have won against Esteban Ribovics. He got knocked out bad versus Quinlan Salakil with the head kick. Like, he's a guy who... He's got a decent skill set, but like in this fight, man,
he's a decent striker. He likes to push the pace, but like he's hittable.
Very hittable. Gets hit. He always gets hit.
He gets hurt. I think Chris Padilla is super well rounded.
He's gonna be smarter this fight.
He can mix in the takedowns if he pleases. I think he's decent on the feet. He's gonna push the pressure as well, and I like his cardio. He can go 3 rounds easy.
Absolutely, I think I would favor a decision for this fight. I think Padilla will. I think what are the odds?
Minus 110.
Minus 110 each? Yeah, so pick him. You said it at the beginning. I don't know if I'm gonna go with the finish. It's possible. Like it is possible, but I think a conservative 29-28 decision across the board is what we're gonna get from Taco Padilla in this fight. That's my opinion. I think it's just gonna be a unanimous decision.
I agree. All right, we move up heavyweight division. We've got Shamil Gaziev taking on Kennedy Nzechukwu.
Preach or prelim, bro.
Gaziev is the slight minus 130 favorite. Kennedy is a plus 105 underdog.
Don't make me do this.
It's a close fight. It's a tough one to pick for sure. The odds
are
fairly accurate.
Man, I thought like Shamil was that blob, bro. I thought he was about to be that man.
Me too.
Like
I
that
love
dude.
Shamil.
Until you
Great
realize
personality.
He beat a bunch of bums. And then he fought guys who were pretty decent and like are pretty good, and then he just lost.
You know what that says, though? It says you're probably a mid-fighter.
He beat Mick Parkin. That was his best one, right?
Yeah.
Mick Parkin. Oh, it doesn't age well. He's about to fight Johnny Walker for UFC 332, the cursed card, which still doesn't have a main event. Oh,
it's coming. Whispers of Shevchenko.
Of course, that's what you do. Whispers. You mean
whispers? Probably to be confirmed.
tomorrow.
Probably like during this
Tonight,
card or something.
yeah. Guys, at the end of it.
Yeah, who knows. Back to this fight though. Shamil.
I think that Shamil's got good cage pressure. This fight, I think early, Gaziev, I think early will look very good. I think he'll look, he's got good boxing. I think he'll keep him against the cage, get a lot of clinch work in there. And what I hope doesn't happen with him is he gasses. And then Kennedy and Nzechukwu, he's got lighter man skill. Like, he builds as the fight goes on in this fight, in my opinion. Like, I think that he'll look better from a cardio standpoint in rounds 2 and 3 if they can get there.
Yeah, we've seen Shamil gas, and so I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again, especially against, like you're saying, a guy like Kennedy who can go 3 rounds. He looks better as the fight progresses. I think we're probably going to see a 29-28 decision
really
in someone's
worried.
direction.
Like, Gaziev is like, I thought he was that dude, like that out of shape guy who's just, blobbing people out. But he's got put out, like Waldo Cortez Acosta, and most recently, Brando Pericic, where he was doing okay for a little bit, honestly. He had some moments, but like, I think what he's gonna look to do is a lot of, again, what I just said. They'll strike at range. He'll jiggle at range for a bit, keeping Kennedy against the cage. Some knees, like punches, like maybe like I think there's gonna be a lot of that, and I'm worried about when Kennedy gets space, what he's gonna do to Gaziev and how he's gonna be in rounds 2 and 3.
Couldn't say it any better.
I really it's a coin flip, man. Like, I'm not comfortable with either way. I'm not comfortable with either pick. Put it that way. I'm not comfortable taking Gaziev, and I'm not comfortable taking Kennedy and Nzechukwu. So, what do you think?
I think I'm going to go with Shamil Gaziev.
Fuck.
Listen. I know he gasses, and I am wary of that. But I think he's a slightly better fighter. I think he's going to apply the pressure, like you said. And I think he's going to be able to win enough minutes, holding him up against the fence, mixing in his striking in there, some of the body work. I like Shamil Gaziev. I think he's going to win a 29-28 decision.
My big thing is, so with Marcus Buchecha, who's like a BJJ specialist, and obviously shit in the UFC, but he was able to stop the takedowns of Buchecha, and obviously because of the point deduction, he lost that fight. He was on his way to beating his ass. But Buchecha's kind of ass. It worries me because his takedown defense is not bad.
No, it's not.
It's not bad at all. So what happens after Gaziev? He just
probably gasses and starts getting beat up on the feet.
I'm taking Kennedy and Nzechukwu.
If we're being honest. But I'm gonna take Shamil. I'm still gonna stick with Shamil.
I'm taking Kennedy.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see it go the way we're talking about here.
I'm going with Kennedy.
Where he just gets gasses, the takedowns get stuffed, and then he just gets touched up a little bit.
Yeah, lighter man skill.
We'll find out. We'll find
out, man. He's got ass wins. Lucas Bezersky and Chris Barnett are
no, his resume is nothing to look at either.
No, but I think this will be a good addition.
Whatsoever.
And I know Gaziev's not what I thought he was, so we'll go with that, man. We'll go with that.
All right, back to the featherweight division for the next fight here.
Are we on the main card? No.
No, this is the feature prelim.
Prelim.
Jamal Emmers.
Oh shit.
Who is a plus 310 underdog taking on Larry Douglas.
Yeah.
Who's a minus 400 favorite.
Yeah.
What can be said? Douglas, another guy who has a lot of power. I think he manages the range really well with his kicks.
Spends a lot of time with Jane Cable on Instagram.
Really?
No, I don't know. Anyways, that was.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's no hit. That's no hit to anybody. Anyways, some of these matchups I don't want to spend too much time on. This is a TKO.
This is a TKO. I think Douglas is another guy, like I said, who has the power. Emmers is, I would just say, his striking is proficient. Mm-hmm. He's more of a wrestler. He has a wrestling background. And
he was what was he, like a division something wrestler? Was he like a
D1 probably? Maybe? But Douglas is no slouch, He has clean technical takedowns himself. He's not completely deficient on the ground.
He's younger.
And again, you just go back to the power. He's going to be able to touch him and put him out.
I see it in my mind's eye. But, Jamal Emmers is sometimes tough, It
might be a banger as long as it lasts.
Might be a banger. We'll see.
But I do think Jamal Emmers will go out.
Second round TKO. And that was the featured prelim. That's a pretty decent preliminary card, honestly.
Not bad. And like you said earlier with the Contender Series, we see it early here, kicking off the main card.
What's his name?
Yeah, it's back to the heavyweight division.
I don't want to spend too much time on it.
You don't have to. Anthony Wint is taking on Terrence Chatman. Wint's a huge minus 1,000 favorite.
Put some respect on Chatman.
Chapman's plus 680.
He's not a terrible fighter. He's a respectable man.
No, he beat a dude that took Wint to a split decision.
Yeah, that's like...
Omar El Salah.
Omar El Salah?
Which Wint won by split decision. Chapman beat him.
Yeah, let's put some respect on the guy's name. It's the odds are a little...
Chapman knocked him out.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think that Wint's going to KO him.
Oh, absolutely.
In the first round. But, minus 610 is a little...
This is a fight that's meant to build up a Contender Series
He's fresh
guy.
off of the Contender Series.
Like
he
2 weeks
took
ago.
no damage,
Yep.
and he's just ready to get another KO. So this is going to be another first round.
It's a setup. Dana White's setup.
Oh, I think there could be some good exchanges in the first round.
There will be.
A little bit of danger.
But maybe close to the first round or maybe right at the start of the second. I see Chapman going out.
Yeah. But this secures him another fight in the UFC.
100%. That's how they do it.
100%.
He's doing them a favor, especially if he loses.
Chapman will win his next fight. They'll say it in the UFC. Oh, fuck.
All right, back to the women's.
Sorry.
Flyweight
I just looked
division.
at the next fight.
We've got crispy Carly Judice taking on
6-1 Carly Judice.
Chaves.
I saw
and
some people.
Judice is a minus 500 favorite. Chaves is a plus 380 underdog.
I saw one person's Instagram, TikTok where they had their slips out, and it's Tuesday today. It's kind of early, but not really. And they had Chaves as an underdog, which I think is one of the worst picks you can make on this card. I think that Carly Judice, from what we've seen from her, why would she lose this fight?
She's easily the better fighter. She's going to have the advantage on the feet 100%. She has good combos. She throws a lot of volume.
Dangerous.
She can mix in the kicks well. Very dangerous. I think she's going to set the pace in this fight. She has good cardio. If she gets taken down, she can get up.
She can get up.
And Chaves is going to look to land the takedowns and grapple. That's going to be Chaves' game.
I don't think she's going to be able to get off her game against Carly Judice. I don't think she's good enough.
The only chance she has is that Carly sometimes doesn't have the best fight IQ. She'll have a lapse. She could find herself in a submission, but I think it's just so unlikely. I think she's really going to control this one and probably be able to keep it on the feet.
I think she's made a lot of strides from when she lost, which was how many fights ago?
3, 4.
Yes, but she's lost split. Gabriela Fernandez split to Ernesta Caracate. Sorry. She is obviously a good striker and she knows what her game is, but I think she's making, pretty good progress in her game. I think she's going to beat this girl very easily.
And they also have a common opponent in Dubin.
Vinicius Dubin?
Yeah, who Carly knocked out with that head kick.
Yeah.
And she took Chaves to a split, which Chaves won, but still.
If they go to they're not going to, you see some terrible judging.
I know math doesn't always work, but I think in this case, you can look at those 2 fights and take something away from that.
100%. Yeah, Carly Judice all day.
All right, next fight on the main card, back to the lightweight division. We got Mederos taking on the tough Mason Jones. Mederos is a plus 220 underdog, and Jones is a minus 260 favorite.
You can't really go against Mason Jones in this fight.
It's tough.
This has potential to be a very good fight.
They're both going to look to strike, probably. It's going to probably stay on the feet. But, yeah, Jones is just so tough, so aggressive.
So proven.
Definition of violence kind of guy. He's probably going to beat up Mederos.
I think I think he could very well get the TKO, but I think
agree.
I think he might face some adversity in the first round. It might be a little back and forth, but I think he'll take over rounds 2 and 3. That's what I think will happen, as he does in his other fights.
Exactly.
I've
seen it before.
I
saw it against Axel Sola last time out.
Which
I think
ages great. Axel Sola came out and literally destroyed his opponent last time. Granted, that was instrumental of Von Finn, but bro, you gotta put some respect on this guy's name. I think this is gonna be a good fight, and Markel Mederos is a good fighter, but he's going down.
I think he's gonna get touched up.
He's going down
by Mason.
Going down.
Okay, we go to the feature fight on the card.
There is some value on this card.
In the middleweight division, we've got Renier de Ridder, who's a minus 350 favorite, taking on Roman Dolidze, who's a plus 270 underdog.
This is a guy who he could beat at 185. This is a guy who he can definitely beat at 205. At a more comfortable weight class for Renier de Ridder,
he's going to look good, I think.
He is going to look very good. He fought 3 months after he lost to Brendan Allen. He fought Kyle Barallo in a not so competitive decision, in my opinion, where I took Kyle Barallo against Renier. He had moments on the feet, but he looked a touch slow. He drains himself heavily. He's 6'4" at light heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Long.
Yeah, sorry, I did say middleweight earlier. Light heavyweight.
Yeah, light heavyweight. He is going to look very good against Roman Dolidze, a guy who's just kind of meh. Like, he got literally walked around the octagon by Alexander Hernandez. Granted, it took 4 rounds to get him out of there via submission. So Roman Dolidze is a tough guy. This fight's only 3 rounds, but I think Renier de Ridder beats him all 3 rounds of this fight.
I agree. I'm not sure moving up made too much sense for Dolidze because he wasn't really that big of a middleweight, if we're being honest.
Doesn't justify
RDR, though, it makes a lot of sense.
He can reinvent
He's going to come
himself.
in really big. I think he's going to be a lot bigger than Dolidze in this fight. I think he's going to be able to manage the range well. He'll land some big strikes. Dolidze can get caught, man, if he's just chasing a finish or, trying to land takedowns or grapple, which, he's a phenomenal grappler. But I think he's going to get caught and touched up, and de Ridder's going to be able to keep him away from him.
Elbows, knees. I think, Roman Dolidze just doesn't have this type of skill set that Renier de Ridder has. He has a chance to reinvent himself at this weight class and prolong his UFC career. I think he did the right move by moving up to 205, and I think he's going to look really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, the co-main. Back to the heavyweight division. Sergey Spivac, who's a plus 140 underdog, is fighting Vitor Petrino, who's a minus 170 favorite.
Sergey Spivac's striking's gotten better.
It has. I like the striking. I think he has a good jab. He throws a lot of volume.
It wasn't so good a couple fights ago.
And my problem still is that he doesn't have a lot of power. Like for heavyweight, doesn't have a lot of finishing power, but he's going to throw a lot. He's going to touch up your face with the jab, and if it goes to the ground, he has good ground and pound too. He's not afraid to throw from top.
Let's look at his record for a second. So he beats Ante Delia in a fight where he was an underdog by I think almost plus 300. I took against him. He built as that fight went on.
The loss to Waldo, where he was able to get his... I took Waldo against him. He got 4 takedowns in that fight. He looked much better in the striking. It was was it unanimous or split? Unanimous, but I know a lot of people Verdict always comes out with the scorecards. It was a close fight.
It was a close fight. I know a lot of people robbery, and I was like, no. But before that, Jolton Almeida, was still a guy who, was beating everybody via it was on the ground smothering people.
Was fighting top dudes in the division.
The UFC stopped all that with Volkov obviously where they're listen Verdict
no one wants to watch you lie on top of another dude.
Volkov's taking this fight, and before that it's Tom Aspinall lost. These are top dude or Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall. It's a lot of losses. But
it's all top dudes in the division. And
now we have to talk about Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino, he didn't look very good at the beginning of his career. He lost to Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith.
Austin Lane,
who is just an absolute bum.
Then Thomas Peterson.
But he moved up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. He made a switch, because his
reinvented himself.
His frame was massive. He looks like a bodybuilder.
He is. And big dude.
And he's able to move a little faster with these slower heavyweights, but at minus 135 odds, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
He's got power. You can put him out.
He can, but also we've seen Petrino be dropped as well.
Yeah, and he went to a decision with Stephen Asplund in his first fight in the UFC, where he faced adversity in that fight.
Yeah, he was dropped.
Not a decision.
Dropped in that fight.
Yeah, unanimous.
He won a decision. He was dropped in that fight multiple times, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy win for sure. He relies on his athleticism a little too much for me. Like, he'll always kind of be the faster, slicker guy, especially up in this division. But I don't really like when that's kind of the main thing you're relying on.
This is a big step up at comp. This is gatekeeper. This is the gatekeeper.
We do refer to Spivac a lot as the gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
It's very true.
It used to be Tybura. It is Spivac.
And I think Spivac's going to do a lot in this fight on the feet. He's going to jab him up. And if it goes to the ground and he gets on top, like, he's not going to be afraid to rain down those elbows and hurt Petrino. We've seen Petrino be dropped. That's really what's worrying me. I know Spivac doesn't have a lot of power.
Did Austin Lane do something to him? I'm pretty sure in that fight. Will it show you?
No, on Tapology.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Vitor Petrino, like, when did it take place? When did the sub take place?
First round.
I think he got dropped, Vitor Petrino, like a little early. But I could be wrong. I think he did. Anyways, yeah. We're going to go with Sergey Spivac as an underdog in this fight. This is the card of the underdogs.
Great underdog pick.
Following last week's, Dustin Stolfus and the other dude who beat Mektabek Orlov.
Jeremiah
Wells, exactly.
Okay, and that takes us into the main event.
Shit.
Middleweight fight between Anthony Fluffy Hernandez and Robocop Gregory Rodrigues. Rodrigues is a plus 145 underdog, and Fluffy is a minus 175 favorite.
Oh god, this is really tough. Let's talk about Alexander Hernandez first, I guess. He previously lost to Sean Strickland. He's on an 8-fight win streak. What was he on?
Yeah. A fight that's aged really well for him, or a loss that's aged really well for him.
I suggest if you, in your head, like I was...
But if you look at the 8-fight win streak between that Kevin Holland loss and the Strickland loss, you said it earlier.
I said it earlier, dude, when we were talking.
He wasn't really fighting anybody.
You got to think about this. That last fight versus Sean Strickland, it wasn't quite the ass-kicking I thought it was, he obviously did, get TKO'd, but he had some moments on the feet where he buckled Sean Strickland a little. He didn't look that bad. He definitely is able to take shots on the chin to some extent, but he's very, very fluffy to the body. And he, once you get him there, like Kevin Holland or like the knee.
Mm-hmm. Both Sean of those Strickland's losses to the body.
Yeah, to the body.
Gets hurt. He gasses there once he starts getting hit up in the body.
And his wins, let's just go over the 7. I just want to read them out for some people. We got
Rodolfo Vieira,
which is back in 2021.
Subbed him. Josh Friend, who I believe fought on that PFL Charlotte card recently.
Yeah, he did.
Brian Battle main event, so we know how that went.
Edmund Shabazian. He's a kickboxer. Roman Kopylov. That one is a little bit more impressive because didn't Roman Kopylov and Rodrigues fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a unanimous decision where he just didn't do shit in that fight, and Hernandez was able to finish him via submission. So he has very good offensive wrestling. He has very good ground game. More recently, Rodrigues has been looking good since losing to Cannonier, where he looked very good earlier in the fight and then kind of gassed and got TKO'd. Oh, this is very hard. It's very hard. Alexander Hernandez could smother Gregory Rodrigues and win a decision, potentially submit him. But for some reason, I'm finding it very hard in my head to go with that. I think Gregory Rodrigues is right now, he's definitely been winning his last 3 or 4. And he's been knocking dudes out like Bruno Ferreira. I know Jack Hermanson isn't necessarily a great win, but he's been doing a real good job. And I fucking worry. He's got a lot of power, man.
I think a fight's gonna go one of two ways. Gregory Rodrigues is gonna TKO him early on, first or second round. Or I think Fluffy's just gonna come on late and be able to smother him, hold him up against the fence. Mix in some of those knees.
I don't know if I can see it, man.
Man, I think Gregory Rodrigues, he's got to target the body. Like we mentioned, both of those losses, Holland and Strickland, they worked the body, and once he's fluffy there, like you said, he's going to get hurt. He's going to kind of give up mentally a little bit once the body kind of gets touched up.
Also, look at the dimensions of these guys. Can I just go down for a second?
I just don't know if Gregory Rodrigues is going to go for that or if he's going to try and hunt the finish by landing big shots to the head, because we've seen Hernandez take shots to the head. It's not the same as when he's getting beat up to the body. And I think he can kind of survive those. And if he can survive those long enough, he gets out of the first or second round.
Lands the knees up the middle, though.
That's true. But he can hold Fluffy can hold him against the fence. I think the longer the fight goes. We've seen Robocop fade before. It's going to be a close fight, though.
This is really tough. You're going to go with Hernandez?
I'm going to go with Hernandez.
I'm going to go with Hernandez. Via smother. And what looms really big is what I'm thinking about is the Kopylov fight. How he was able to sub Kopylov. And I mean, Gregory Rodrigues went to a decision with him where it really didn't go to the ground. It was predominantly striking. And he lost every round. Fuck me. Doesn't really show me that much, actually.
The math doesn't always work.
I don't know. It's just like, again, like as Harrison said, it's either a TKO or smother. I just like want to believe that Rodrigues is strong enough to shrug off these like takedown attempts and like the cage pressure like he can get out of. And
but the longer it goes, the more Fluffy is able to just continue to push the pace. I think it's going to wear on him. I will also want to just give him a slight benefit of the doubt because
after his last performance against Strickland, yeah.
We saw Strickland get the belt back. It's aged very well. But this will be close. This is a coin
it's either coin flip. I'll go with Alexander Hernandez by decision.
Fluffy.
If that's how it's gonna go, we're gonna see some really good offensive wrestling from Hernandez. He's gonna not really do the same thing he did with Strickland, which was strictly strike. He did not go. He did not utilize the game plan that he's used in other fights against other opponents.
Tried to prove himself on the feet.
If he just tries to strike with Gregory Rodrigues, he's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Might be bad, yep.
He has to fight the way that he's fought in other fights, which is really worrying me, man.
I think he does it, though.
All right.
I think we'll see a Fluffy more similar to what we saw against Kopylov on that 7-fight win streak. The Holland fight was a long time ago. I don't know how much stock I put into that still. And I think the Strickland fight's aged well enough that I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I know, it's just Gregory Rodrigues is a big scary dude, and I don't know why I keep just like thinking about that as like an X factor. It's a
fair X factor. Sometimes it does work.
Sometimes it does work. All right, well, again, you know, it's not without its doubts, but I guess we're going to go with Alexander Hernandez.
Anthony.
Sorry, I keep saying Alexander.
Alexander's the smaller dude.
He's the great ape. Anthony Hernandez is going to win this fight by
decision. UD or sub. Late sub. Round 4 maybe. Round 3.
He's going to face some adversity in the first and second round. I think it's going to be very dangerous for him early, but the longer the fight goes on, like Harrison says...
I think he's good enough to survive the early shots.
Yeah, the early onslaught of Hernandez. All right. That's our basement breakdown. Parlays will be out. Picks will be out. Championship 1 will be out. And this video will be out tomorrow. So, yeah, let's keep it going.